right, here's the instructions for the mid-level exercise 1, Water for Life. So I've downloaded the file, I've opened it up. You might see this protected view bar at the top. That's just kind of trying to protect you if you've downloaded stuff from the internet. I trust this, so I'm going to enable editing and get going. So there we go. So now it looks like Word. I can see all my stuff. That's perfect. So the first step is to change the orientation to portrait. So to do that, you go to the Layout tab in the ribbon, Orientation box, and then when you click on that, you get the option of Landscape or Portrait. We want Portrait, and you'll see that the page became skinny in the portrait orientation. And the next thing we need to do is display non-printing characters. I already have that turned on, so you would need to click this button that looks kind of like a backwards P, and that lets you see where your paragraph breaks are. Every time there's a space, there's a little dot, and a bunch of other characters that we'll see later on. And then the next thing we need to do in step 2 is delete the first 2 lines, which would be the title. So I'm going to highlight that by clicking and dragging and hit the backspace key. And it's gone. So that is step 2. Step 3, we're going to change the margins to moderate. So to do that, that is also in the Layout tab. Margins at the far left. And we want moderate, which is the 4th option. Okay, and that kind of changed the space that our text can take up on our page. The next thing we need to do is insert a page break at the start of the document. So I have my cursor put in front of the D in developing at the very start, and we are going to go to the Insert tab and find page break right here. Click on that. So now all our text is moved to the bottom or to the top of the next page, and if we scroll up, we can see that it says page break here, which is this only shows because we have non-printing characters on. So now you can see where your page break was inserted. It's perfect. Okay, so now we're done step 3. The next thing we have to do is step 4. At the beginning of the document, insert text from title.docx. So that was one of the other documents that you downloaded as part of the package for this exercise. So to do that, we're going to put our cursor in front of the page break because we want this is the title page essentially that's coming out. So we want it to be at the very start. If you put it after the page break, it would go down onto the second page. So our cursor goes in front. We go to the Insert tab. We go over to where the area that says text at the bottom. You'll see sort of a box with another box on top. That's the Insert Object area. We want to hit the down arrow next to it, and you'll get 2 options, either Object or Text from File. We want Text from File. If you click that, now you just have to find where you saved title.docx. So for me, I put all my exercise files in my folder, and I have them all sorted. Whoop. And this is water, and then title.docx. So I found that. So this will be wherever you saved it. So I'm going to hit Insert. And now we have Water for Life, Changing Lives Daily, kind of a title thing coming from that page. So now we're done step 4. Step 5, we have to insert a footer containing a page number. Page number should be placed at the current position and as a plain number. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm at the Insert menu again. And if you go most of the way to the right, you'll see header, footer, page number, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go to footer, and I'm going to go to edit footer at the bottom of that menu. That gives me all the options once I do that. So I have edit footers. You can see the footer here. I'm actually going to scroll the one at the next page because we have to do something specific. So I'm at the footer in the second page, And what we need to do is add a page number, current position as a plain number. So if you're at this header and footer tools design, you should see page number near the left. And if you click on that, you can see a bunch of options. So it's telling us that we want current position. So that's this option here. And it's also telling us that we want plain number. So I'm going to click that one right there. So now it has page 2. That's cool. And then the next step says ensure that the footer does not show on the first page. So if you don't want your page number on your title page, you would go up into this area. So we're still on header and footer tools design, and we want different first page. So I'm going to click on that box, and if we scroll up, you'll see there's no page number here, but we have it down here on the second page, and we have it down here on the third page. Perfect. So that means we did a good job there. And now that we're done the footer stuff, we can hit close header and footer on the right-hand side of the header and footer tools menu. And now our document goes back to normal where we can edit text and all that stuff. So now we are done step 5. Step 6, insert the word adversely between the word that and the word effect on the first line of the second page. All right, so I'm on the second page. This is the first line. So I'm looking for the words that and effect in a row, which looks like it's right here. So I'm going to put my cursor there and type in adversely, add a space after. So now I've done that. So ensure a space precedes and follows the inserted word. Yep, did that. That's good. Replace the words as long as in the second paragraph. So here's the second paragraph. And I need to find as long as. So one way that we can do it quickly is I'm going to do Control F, which is the find menu or navigation menu. And I can type as long as in here, and it finds it for me. So what I want to do is I need to change that to the word when. So I'm just going to highlight it and type when. So we're done that part. Step 7, we need to use the thesaurus to replace the word reliable in the third paragraph on the second page with a synonym beginning in the letter with the letter D. So again, I'm going to do a shortcut. I hit the little X to clear this out, and I'm going to search for reliable because that is the word that we're looking for. Now I have found it. So to use the thesaurus, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go to the review menu up here and find the thesaurus near the left and click on that. And now it's given me all the different words that are seen as synonyms. So it gives dependable as the best one. And to insert that, I'm going to hit the little down arrow here and hit insert. And now dependable is now our word that we have in there. So that finishes up step 7. The next thing we have to do is, so I'm going to get rid of the thesaurus by clicking X here, and navigation by clicking the X here. Kind of cleans up my screen, makes it look nice. And we're going to move on to step 8. So it says add flyer for water for life in the comments box in document properties. So document properties live in the file menu. And it's all this area kind of on the right-hand side. So I can see comments. And if I click in there, I can just start typing. So I'm going to type in flyer for water for life. And if I click kind of anywhere else, sort of saves it and locks it in. So we are done step 8. Step 9, insert a header and then a bunch of other stuff. So we'll start with the first part. So to get out of the file menu, hit this big sort of back arrow, and we want to insert a header. So if we remember where we did a footer, so insert menu, header lives right above the footer box. So I'm going to header, and then choose edit header, and that gives us our spot where we can start typing. So it says type, and then in quotes, subject with a colon. So I'm going to do subject, colon, then press spacebar. So it's just saying leave a space after you're done typing the colon. Okay, and then what we need to do is include the contents of the comment section in document properties. So this is going to automatically insert what we just typed in that document properties area. So if we go to the quick parts, right here in this insert area, there's quick parts still in the header and footer tools, and click that. We'll see document property here. There's also other things like auto text where you can put your name in and stuff like that. But we want document property and then comments. So we'll click that. And now it automatically entered the comment that we had put in the document properties, which is kind of cool. Okay, so there's a note here for Mac users, use the field button. So this is where Mac Office 2019/365 is a little bit different than what I'm using on a Windows computer. Okay, so just note that if you're on a Mac. So we are done step 9. Step 10 is check spelling. So I'm going to close the header and footer area. And spell check is next to the thesaurus in the review tab. And I'm going to hit spelling and grammar. So see if we spelled anything wrong. So it looks like there's a spelling mistake from before. So that's obviously spelled wrong. So it's talking about that could, I think, make sense. So I'm going to put could in there. And all you have to do is click it, or you can have all these other options here. I'm just going to click it. It fixed it. It says that was the only mistake. That's perfect. Click OK. So that's the end of step 10. Step 11 is check for accessibility, correcting any alerts that you can find. So accessibility is checking to make sure those people with disabilities can use your document properly. So if you go to the File menu, you'll see this Inspect Document area where you can check for issues. So let's check for issues, and we want to check accessibility. So let's click on that. And we have a problem where image or object is not inline. So if we click on that, we see, so what it relates to is this Water for Life changing lives daily. So if we click on where it says text box 1, it'll say why fix. Well, it makes screen readers not be able to work properly. Steps to fix: to change objects to inline and remove text wrapping, select the object and right click, point to wrap text inline. So I can see that it's already highlighted because it has the white dots around. If it wasn't highlighted, like now, I can just click it and it's got the white dots. Now I know I'm highlighted, and then I can right click it, and the wrap menu is not showing up here. Let's see if I can make it show up. There we go, I think. Yeah, wrap text. So I right clicked on the outside border there and it popped up. You can also see this box here that shows, and you can use that as another option to change the wrapping. So I'm gonna go back to the way I had it before, wrap text, and it tells us that we need to do inline with text to fix the accessibility issue. So I'm going to click on that, get rid of that menu, and it looks like now it's inline with text. It's before the page break now, which makes sense. And now it says no accessibility issues found, and we're good to go. So I'm going to close that menu. And that's it for step 11. And the last thing is just to save and close. So I'm going to do File, Save As. I'm going to save it in my folder where I keep all my stuff. And I'm going to name it Demo. You can name it however you want. So it says at the end of this step, submit file as directed, because this is a practice exercise. No submitting is necessary. So you can just keep it on your computer as is. I'm going to hit save. It's saved. And close. And we are done.